WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTVP. Media's just for you and me.
Oh man, they done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talk about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, it's going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
The skin of men fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. You live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so there's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to make a change? It ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear. Justice what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul. Black power gospel tunes. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program. Who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system. Total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's. That's a shame, boy. Augment reality. Better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react. I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatness. If we seek it, all the glory we can obtain it. Keep reaching, keep reaching. I'm painting this picture. I hope you see it. Just what the theme is. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself. Melanated, move muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Super melanation, renovation of our databases. Gotta fix the trinity to make it past the matrix. There's a rabbit in the hole. No decision, you gon' chase it or just shove it for complacency. Here's your motivation. Black power in your veins. Up to us to build a nation. European mental detox completely we erase it. You can't keep fighting over old information. Probably bring it right back if you love being black. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. I do this for my people all across the map. Even for the ones who don't identify with being black. Hebrews the best elixir. Go ahead and try your best. It's truth serum, my loose spirits. The ancestors speak to me. I spit the truth. Hear it. You broken souls here to re-engineer them so that they fearless. This precious atmosphere. coherence so you can understand what we up against. Hit the reset button, switch covenants. It's my contract to the people that I'm publishing. It's a new era, hood to hood, feel the power, and I'm loving it. Turn up, net turn up, strapped with the black burner. Murder, murder, you sleeping and I shoot up your server. Corrupt the service at the 5, man, it's time to purge 'em. We waking up and that's what got 'em nervous. I love being black. We turning up, I love being black. Say it loud, man, I love being black. One more time, I love being black. Hey, hey,
In all of the programs that I attended, all of the education that I had, college, public, and otherwise, nobody ever told me that I was an African woman. Nobody ever told me what the history of African people were. Nobody ever told me that America is business, and without business you will have nothing and be nothing. And nobody ever told me how to organize business so that I would be able to develop institutions in my own community. So now the sincerity of all of the programs and all of the education has to be questioned, indicted, and convicted, because the bottom line is that America is not and has never tried to produce African adults who are functional, self-sufficient, who understand their politics, their economics, and their relationship to the world politics and the world economics. Listen, you have to have some confidence in the power of African people amongst ourselves to establish a foundation. We have it. We have utter chaos in our cities, and you got to build that. You can have a program. I'm not saying we've built a lot of institutions, and those institutions have not been effective. The majority of millions of African youth in this country are dying mentally, dying spiritually, dying emotionally, dying academically, and you may have a program, Mr. Brown may have a program, but what we got to talk about is an American government that tracks millions of African people who don't go to your program, don't go to Brown's program, millions of African people, not only here, but all around the world. And if we are not honest enough to say who are our friends, who are our enemies, to know what a friend is, to know what an enemy is, we will constantly be trying to get into people's parties, to shake our butts with them, to get them to like us, and that's not the question. The question is, what can we build amongst ourselves to secure ourselves from our enemies so that we will be able to survive into the future?
One God, one aim, one destiny. You know what time it is, family.
Oh.
It's the #1 Black Power Hour in the nation. New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media. And it don't stop, family.
It never stops.
It never stops.
never
Listen
stops.
to me. Before I shout out my team, because you know I'm not by myself, right? We just want to send love to everybody that's continuously checking in with us online,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you so much.
Right?
We
Like
love
we'll
you.
be talking to ourselves if you didn't show up each week, right? So we
Giving
appreciate
feedback.
you. Now tag everyone that you're thinking about in your manager. And you said to yourself, like, yo, you should have heard that. You should have been there. Like, yo, this show is dope. We ain't got to wait for nobody else to co-sign it, right? Let's co-sign it right now and tag our people, because this is what it is. To my right, I have some of the most powerfulest queens in the nation.
Me and my
Sister
sis.
Oya. Man, sis, I love you, sis. I love you.
And we love y'all. I'm just excited to get into today's topic. And so I ain't going to waste no time. Sis, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling powerful. Y'all know, real busy day today, but I ain't gonna complain. I just always
We
grateful
might complain
giving
a little
thanks
bit,
that
can't we?
I was hungry, so I was gonna do some hella complaining.
Yeah, hell
but
yeah.
outside of that, I'm back to my regular self.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm powerful, man. I'm just like giving thanks that I'm able to do everything that I'm able to do in my 24-hour day. So
We
how you feel?
blessed.
No doubt.
I'm good, family.
Man, brother,
I'm good, family.
Man, a few words until we turn up. Until we turn up and talk about what's really real, then you're going to hear,
Wait,
bro.
I want people to just like record themselves for 10 seconds giving your best brother Eric impression. I'm good, family.
How y'all gonna do me, man? Can't nobody.
Y'all get
Ain't
the most
nobody-
Can't
excitement.
nobody do,
You
bro.
get the most excitement out of bro when you talking about food.
Yeah.
That bro be like,
Sandwiches.
when? Where that's at?
Sandwiches.
No doubt, family. So this is what it is, family. Every time we grab the microphone, we bring a whole lot of ingredients to this gumbo, right? We
Yeah.
bring love, we bring humanity, we bring empathy, but most importantly, we bring an understanding to our people that nobody is coming to save you, and there is a duty or responsibility that each one of us has inside our communities. I don't care where you are. I don't care what you're doing. It's a responsibility that you have to the community. So today, we want to talk about quotation marks everywhere, underlined everywhere, caps everywhere. Blackface on white power. I'm going to let that sit. I'm not afraid of
let
the
it
silence.
sit. Yeah. Let's.
Black faces on white power.
Yeah. What does that mean?
What's the first thought that came to your mind?
When you heard black faces on white power.
Sister E, I'm looking at you right now, Sister E.
I mean, it's so deep. You know what I'm
Yes, it
saying?
is.
It's self-explanatory, but it's deep. You know, when we thinking about, I hate to say it like this, but they toss us a bone every now and again.
Every now and again.
That's what Obama was. They
Come
toss
on,
you a
Queen.
bone just to be like, here, here, nigga, take that.
They
You know
finna
what
be
I'm saying?
mad. They finna be mad.
And it's just, that's just one of many. You know, we had a police commander, we had him, but he was performing harder than they was. So it's deep, and it says a lot because it's like, is that all we want? Just a black face.
That's the question. Is that
That
all
black
we
got to be
want?
deep. It has to, you got to bleed it. And really truly understand it and really want what's best for your people.
Yeah.
For generations to come. I'm sadly accepting the fact that I won't be here to see all that we put in work in. Because I didn't believe that at first. I was like, hell no, I'm going to be still hanging on oxygen.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be, still
Not on
trying to get
oxygen.
it. But I'm getting more and more excited to be able to get it right in this realm. So when I do become an ancestor, I can send out the right messages.
Exactly.
So
Come on,
dope.
Queen. Come on, Queen.
So listen, go ahead, Brother E.
Man, black faces on white power is just it's self-explanatory. When I hear that phrase, that term, it just reminds me of a something I heard Sister Soldier say, where they talk about how when black people are promoted to certain positions and we are allowed to move in certain spaces, we do not occupy those positions forthrightly and intentionally for the benefit of the collective. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, sis, they throw us a bone and we celebrate that.
Yeah.
We kind of have this thing where we live vicariously through, the first black this or the first black that. And oftentimes their presence wherever, it doesn't mean anything for us. You mentioned Obama. I know a lot of people are just, extremely excited about that and, whatever, how you feel. But when you really look, and I've heard people say that, black people they ended up in a worse position before he was there after he left. Specifically, something that just sticks out to me as far as a black face on white power. And when I talk about white power, I basically mean, European colonialism and imperialism. You know what I'm saying? As far as what white power is, I think people get white power. White power is not some toothless white dude with a Confederate flag talking about "I hate niggas." That's not white power.
That's not him.
You know what I'm saying? White power is Europeans being like 10 to 15% of the world's population, but owning and controlling 60 to 70% of the wealth.
That system
That's
that made
white
the world go
power.
round.
You know what I'm saying?
The
That's
wealth.
white power. White power is, Africa being what it is, and when you look at who controls it.
And they bidding.
White power is us having, here in this country, having the 9th largest economy in the world, but we don't have our minds oriented correctly to benefit from it. So that's what I look at white power like. I'm not talking about, because you're a Trump supporter, you a white supremacist. That's not what white supremacy is to me. But back to the point I was making about Obama, many black people were excited about Obama. They celebrated and they thought it was something, it was some type of progress for us. But at the same time, people don't know how to reconcile the fact that here you are, you had a first black president, and one of the most important things that happened on his watch was the most advanced and forward-thinking, powerful country in Africa, under his tenure is now an open air slave market. They are like openly selling niggas over there. They trading Africans, you know what I'm saying? And that all happened under his watching because of his doing. So, you know, black people, we kind of have a hard time reconciling those two. You know, like, how can that be? How can those two things be? The only way that you can understand it is if you understand how white supremacy acts. You know, oftentimes white supremacy is able to be more aggressive behind a black face. I can remember, I think it was Dr. Umar. I was listening to him, and he was talking about, you know, in the late 70s and early 80s, there were a handful or maybe a dozen or so cities that had elected their first black mayor. And under their tenure, they was like, it was just, conditions were just terrible for black people. You know what I'm saying? And that's because the system had not changed. You know what I'm saying? But what it did was it confused niggas, because they don't know how to attack. They like, well, we got this black president, we got this black mayor, this black senator, whatever. And that's what they're looking at. You know what I'm saying? The figurehead, but the system that grinds people under, it just keeps, you know, it keeps moving on. So we have to be smart enough to not celebrate these, not get excited about, you know, the shit that they toss us, like, you know.
Not get excited, because I can remember, for me, I remember being excited during that time, in my own personal space.
About Obama?
About Obama. I remember, because I do enjoy politics. I love to watch the debates, the conversations. I get excited about that back and forth. And when it was a brother who was well-spoken, like
smart, articulate, handsome, all of that.
His wife and the daughters, I was like, hell yeah. I was so into it. And I was all for it. But what turned me, or now I won't say turned me, what made me pay attention was Flint, Michigan. When the brother did that press conference where here it
fake
is,
drank the water.
New Era Chicago was calling people to deliver water to Flint, Michigan. And my brother, this is how I took it. My brother sat in this space and sipped that water and was like, everything is okay. And I was like, no, the fuck is not.
He didn't even wet his lip.
He didn't even, and that bothered me. And so it was that. And then after that bill that he signed where everybody was out, hands up, don't shoot, you know, and he signed in those protections.
Oh, it's a lot of shit that he signed. If niggas went to go read the shit, they'd be shocked.
And do your due diligence.
They would be
That's
shocked.
what made me do my due diligence. And so, listen, you could be excited about a particular individual that steps into place, but are you doing your research? Are you making these individuals accountable? Because you could be excited for them. I love to see that you black, brother, sister, but I got some questions.
Yeah, right.
And we need to learn the difference between what a victory is and a strategic concession from our enemy.
A hashtag.
That's what it is. A strategic concession. You know, and I met Obama. This was before he became president. I used to be into politics too, and I remember his speech I don't remember his speech, but I just remember the day after his speech at the Democratic National Convention. You know, everybody was talking about it a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, man, who is this dude? Where he come from or whatever? And he was down on the west side one day and he was speaking or whatever. I'm like, I'm finna go see him. And I talked to him, shook his hand, talked to him for about a good 3 minutes. And he's very personable, likable. You know what I'm saying? He's smart and all of that.
Because 3 minutes is a long time.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And in 3 minutes, you get a feel for, you know what I'm saying? We talked a little bit about, but having said all of that, we cannot get caught up in that. You know what I'm saying? And for people that make excuses for him, like, well, he couldn't do this for black people. He couldn't do that. What he lacked in political power, he more than made up for it in influence.
Yeah.
So if he wanted to if he decided to speak to,
if he wanted to trumpet,
if he wanted to trump it, or even not even moving unilaterally on the behalf of black people, but he could have for damn sure got up to the podium and said something that would have motivated black people, and niggas would have got behind it. Just, oh man, y'all heard Obama said we should be buying our own. He would have never said that. He got up pushing the status quo. Every time he came to the podium, it was about the war on terror and going and bombing and occupying some space. The same shit that the system
It felt
done.
scripted.
It was the exact same thing.
I worked in Hyde Park in a pharmacy when he became president, so I'm talking about the money that they made off the memorabilia, the pictures and the signed coffee mugs and the this and the that, and how the residents performed. Because I live on a block with Obama, and you got to show ID too. You know what I mean? So it don't calm your nerves. You know what I mean? So it was just they had it going wild, and I was kind of caught up in it. I was just like, man, he kind of young. That's good, XYZ. But as it just trickled on, and after that first day you in it, now here comes the insurance changes and the Medicare situations, and Obama said I ain't had to pay $2. Bam, he wasn't talking about you. So that was the reality early for me. Seeing all that was promised, and with the elders not really understanding certain things about these new changes and policies. So it sound good and we can party well, but we really ain't had no business partying.
We really didn't.
We really ain't had no business partying.
Then nor now.
Too much work to be done still.
Yeah, no doubt, right? A lot of progress, a lot of work to be done, a lot of ground to be made up, a lot of unity, a lot of healing that needs to take place. So as you all were talking right now, I was just thinking about the trauma, like the historical trauma on us and the situation that we're in right now, and just how long that system, that method, has been able to reproduce itself.
What do you mean? The putting black people in the front?
Ain't no question.
Okay.
Right? Like if I go back to slavery, and I go back to the South or
the Savior's
trenches,
complex,
right? After we came through the transatlantic slave trade, right? When black people would gather together, and we did get to the point to where, okay, you can study some scriptures, right? We're gonna appoint.
There you go.
We're gonna
highlight.
We're gonna tell you who.
We're gonna let you know.
Highlight.
Yeah, and that's where shucking and bucking come from.
Shucking and bucking,
Right.
exactly.
Right, and so it's so much wrong with that, right? Because when I spoke on the trauma earlier, right, I spoke on that because I think when someone goes through trauma, anybody that studied trauma, that, if you think about somebody who's being tortured, you already know what they want, right?
Relief.
They want relief. They want to be freed.
So relief has been weaponized against us.
Shit.
Right?
They done weaponized the relief.
Right, the relief. Are you going to pay a penalty to breathe for a second?
God damn.
Let you breathe for a hot second.
Bro, that
right?
is, that's profound. They done weaponized the relief.
Right. And so black pain is a business, right?
Yep.
It's our job. It's
Profitable business.
It's our job to flip that inside out, family, right? Like it's our job while the enemy is fighting with us and while we have moles placed amongst us as well that look like me, and I want to embrace you because of the trauma and the pain.
A bunch of spooks that sat by the door.
Right.
That's what we need.
Right. And it's like the first thing that's popping in my mind right now, right? It's
No,
bro, be dead serious though, bro.
The movie, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? You've seen the movie?
Exactly. I read the book.
Yeah.
The spook that sat by the door.
Go ahead, go ahead, bro.
Great point. I want you to come back to that. I'm thinking about Django too, like all that, right? Samuel, he looking at, I know it's a movie, right?
On that neck?
But that scene, that moment, looking down on Jamie, like, how dare you bring your little bow-legged ass around here off on a horse?
On a nag.
Who you think you is?
And you got your own
blue suit.
and you got your own clothes.
You got dovetails coming off the back of your suit. Who you think you is, Negro?
Oh, you bold, nigga?
Right.
Hey, that's one of my favorite movies, though.
Yeah.
I like how they played Tupac at the end.
Yeah. But that scene, you wait around just for that, right?
Hell yeah.
But that scene, though,
For the
that
credits.
epitomizes like what it is, right? That's that crab in the barrel. That's that leapfrog mentality, right? Right? Like, we so pressed. We so pressed to outshine our neighbor. Like, listen, family. This is for free. This is for free right here, right? Family, don't use your energy. Don't use your energy trying to escalate or elevate above your brother and sister. Because when you do that in your mind, you have to elevate yourself above them and put them beneath you to think that you deserve it, and they don't.
And they don't.
Right? Then you just automatically like elevate yourself
dare
over the
you?
masses. Really, like how dare
How
you, right?
dare you?
Family, this is free game. Check yourself. Check yourself. And if you have any part of you that is selfish, assassinate that part of you until it's selfless.
That's powerful, bro.
If you do that, family, I bet you we winning. I bet you we winning. If I was the oppressor against you, the only thing I would fear is your unity. That's the only thing I would fear. You ain't ready for me on no other level. Well, I didn't seem powerful. I didn't seem a black. If I'm the oppressor, I didn't see the black man raise up, the most powerfulest person on the planet, several times over. But he just rise up by himself. I ain't never seen them all rise together, and when they do, it's gonna be a powerful thing, family.
Right.
That's what New Era Chicago was talking about. That's why we're having this conversation today. You owe something to the community.
Go ahead. What you about
Here and here's where I want to inject some compassion. In that, you have individuals who make it, right? In their minds, here I am. And they feel like they've made it. And so in making it, their conversation is, I did it. How come you can't do it? It ain't that, I went through stuff, I struggled, but you've been in some space. Now, some of us make it. Some of us hustle, grind, but there are other Sister Shanice was asking if we wanted a break. We don't want to break. But in those spaces, for those people who feel like they've made, and this is a question I'm asking, those that feel like I made it because I did this on my own and nobody gave it to me, and I'm in this position and you can do it too. How do you help them understand that some of you have become the black face on white supremacy?
Some people are never going to get it. Understand that. I wasn't always of the mindset that I am now.
Right.
I don't necessarily know what happened. I know I listen, Brother Fred Hampton Jr., he says people get involved in the struggle. They get involved in revolution through one of three ways. Inspiration, aspiration, or desperation. You're either inspired to do this, you aspire to do it, or something happens that makes you desperate. Now, I don't know. I would say I was more inspired. I will say I did have a situation that happened that put me in close contact with the legal system, that allowed me to just see some certain shit and made me, you know what I'm saying? And so that just kind of took it to another level. But I don't know, because we have been fed this whole individuality piece, you know what I'm saying, that makes us forget that, the system was designed to destroy all of us. I was fortunate. I've been fortunate enough to not ever have to do any real time in jail, or, I never had to sell no dope or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that the net that was cast, it was cast for me too. I was just fortunate enough to escape. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I guess some people, everything in their own time, and we just have to be, make sure that we, exemplify and spread that message, the message that needs to be spread, so more people will be motivated to, get up off their, well, not get off their, but to see themselves as a part of the collective,
Now, Shannon Young, I'm sorry, Queen.
Go ahead.
Shannon Young said most people in that position want, in all caps, to be the black face. Most people want to be the black face.
That kind of hits on what I was getting ready to say. Is it's like, you know, the old pat on the head. You know, a lot of people need that from.
You done good.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Go ahead, stand out front. You know what I mean? So they don't care what they losing with that. They don't care, you know, what the masses are saying or how they're feeling. Me on the opposite end, I was also inspired to start doing what I'm doing. And the many branches in which I'm able to do certain things is just like, just this morning I was getting ready and I was just like, man, you know, I was giving thanks, but I was just giving thanks that I'm always able to be where I'm supposed to be in the right mindset with the best intentions, not overextending and not just wearing myself out. So, you know, make me viable as most positive, as most effective as I can be. And I think, you know, those that want to be in the front, you know, everybody always talking about, oh, Erica mean. I ain't mean. I just don't play that shit. You know, you're not finna just, you know, piss on my head and tell me it's raining because
that's my grandmama right there.
Right, you just not finna do that, and you're not gonna come with those intentions. Oh yeah, power to the people today, and then tomorrow you on the monkey screen, you know, with your uniform on. We're not finna do that. So you come with your best intentions because we are here for this lifetime, for this realm, to help our children. You know, it's sad to say we're going to have to wash our hands with a lot of adults, but that's just what it is. We late. We late. And so we just got to get rid of that savior complex. You know, everything white ain't right.
No doubt. Let me say another thing. You talked about how they weaponize. What did you say? They weaponize our relief from pain, right? That's like I heard somebody talking about. It's what they call negative reinforcement, where they have created an environment that is painful, that is toxic for us, and people desire and aspire to escape. And so, it's not that they give you a reward necessarily. It's that they'll just take away some of the pain if you act in a certain manner that's desirable for the system. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what that is. That what you talk about, how the sister said how a lot of people want to be that black face on white power. Like subconsciously, we know that our communities, our societies are fucked up. We survive them. We make it through. You know what I'm saying? But we would love a certain level of comfort,
recognition.
Recognition, comfort. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that we so fucked up that recognition is seen as comfort. To, you know what I'm saying? Like if they recognize us, we like, oh man, like that's a terrible position to be in. That's a terrible place to be in.
And it's so deep though, bro. It's so deep. If you look around our communities right now, with a lot of the leaders, a lot of they ass just need the recognition.
Exactly.
They need the recognition. So, you know, all that, you know, you want to take a picture? No, ma'am. No, sir.
No, thank you.
You know, this the working side of the world. And it's not just like, it's ridiculous, but when I tell y'all, like, it's spiritual, it's mental, it's all over the place kind of war.
So go ahead.
It's an insult to the ancestors because if you live in a space where you understand you are the original man and woman, and then you are 2021 talking about the first black to do this, are you fucking kidding me? Like, we have ancestors who we haven't been, you know, the information has been hidden from us, but a lot of these first blacks ain't the first black, ain't the first African to do shit, because Africans was doing this shit before all that went down. So the insult to our ancestry bothers me.
I'm just over here in deep thought right now, right? This has like a little hamster in my head, like with a pair of Air Max on, because sis, like you asked like a serious question, like how do we get like some of our people that are in positions right now to, like you said, talk to the youth and just be straight up like, yo, I'm that black face right there, right? Because sometimes like we don't even recognize that because of how hard the grind was to get where we are. Here, we have these two things going on the daily basis, right? We got the grind, trying to get on up, good times. I'm grinding, JJ. My paint's going to get off, and I'm going to get us up out this bad boy, right?
Trying
You
to
know,
make- yeah.
we got that law going on. We got the oppressor against us, and then we have like us, right? That have been hurt by us. Like I bring up trauma because it's real, right? We have some that's been hurt by the oppressor and people that have been hurt by us. And when you don't have a strong support system around you, it can turn you sour, like to your own people. We see it all the time on social media. You know, if your family leave you, then you adopted by a white family, right? What is your ideology and thought process about black people then? You know, when you grow up in that way, who feeding you on a daily basis, right? So do you have some type of commitment and loyalty to that person?
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, who signed your checks? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna dwell into it, right? But
Spittin'
I know,
Steven. Talking about
I
Spittin'
know
Steven.
when you got something in front of you and it's a brother, you very articulate, brother. You know which words to go down and find and grab and put out there and which ones to fall back
Which
on,
dog
right?
whistles,
That's
yeah.
blackface. If you drive by our young men on your way to work in your office downtown and you be like, this what's wrong with us right now. These that's blackface.
You blackface on white supremacy.
If
Real
you
shit,
get
bro.
off work and you see a group of our young sisters walking home from school, from high school, bro, and you look at her and be like, damn, you in blackface 2 times. Family. This is not a game. This is not a game. Like, right, that part of us that's killing us, we gotta assassinate that before it kill us. Assassinate that part of you. All right, family? If you cut off your left arm, that don't mean you ain't got a left side no more. You just got strong on the right arm. Don't be afraid to cut something off. If it's not serving you a purpose, family, it's serving us no purpose.
That's necessary.
To talk shit about our brother or sister, bro, while the enemy bucking at us. It's this one video that I saw. I think I talked about this on the first show, right? I'm going to say this and I'm going to get out the way. You saw them 2 gazelles on the video? They horns was locked into each other. They
fighting.
beefing. They got East Coast, West Coast beef. Goddamn. My man rocking with Pac, he Biggie all day. They into it, right? In the distance, I just see dust kicking up. I'm looking past the gazelles. I'm like, damn, there's some dust back there. What is that?
Big ass lion.
Big ass lion on their ass. By the time they looked up,
About to feast.
it was game time.
It was over.
Your family. Put yourself in position of one of them gazelles and put another brother or sister that you have beef with in that position and put the police or the enemy as that lion that's kicking up dust coming. Family, we have no time to be squabbing and slap boxing in the street with each other when the enemy
About
out
nothing
there.
oftentimes.
About nothing. That's my piece.
You just mentioned law enforcement, bro. One of the questions that we spoke about previously, what is your position on, because we understand what we faced with law enforcement, right? And so there are those that say we need more black people in law enforcement. How do we manifest that so that it's righteous towards the work?
Police our own.
Let me say this. If your mind is not what it's supposed to be as a black man, you can't even be an effective garbage man for the police community. For the
Can't be a
police, I mean, for the community.
Come on, bro.
Much less than talking about a police officer. You know, me personally, and let me say this too. Black people call the police because we can't call on each other.
Facts,
We
right?
call the police because we can't call on each other. They have broken our cohesiveness, our social cohesion, our unity, our togetherness. So that like we are so disjointed and disconnected that we oftentimes are put in a position that we have to call the same people that we trying to convince how much our life matters, you know, to come in and rectify and fix shit in our communities. You know, I can't see a situation where I could ever be picking up the phone talking about, could y'all please send the police to my house to come. You know what I'm saying? It got to be somebody else that I can call on before it gets there.
It should.
There should be, but like I said, they have destroyed our social cohesion and cohesiveness and whatnot. Yeah. And again, is it, when we talk about black people in the police, if we on some spook that sat by the door type shit, if we using that space and those positions to organize our people and organize our communities, fine. But if you just go up in there like, well, I'm just going to be a good police officer, I'm just going to enforce the law, I'm going to uphold the law. First of all, oftentimes the law is founded on unfairness, injustice, and inequity. Yeah. Second, we have a situation in our communities where, black men don't have enough intelligence not to hold their football teams in higher regard than their people. So there's no way that you're going to walk into a system or an institution as psychologically imposing as the police and think you're going to come out of it, you know what I'm saying, being of any benefit to us, I mean, man, that's like I say, there's only one way that you can go in there. Like, you have to go in there
race first.
Yeah, race first, and your primary goal has to be the repair, the restoration, the reclaiming of our communities. Absolutely. Even at the expense of the job. Like, if you lose the job, you know what I'm saying? You can't go up in there on some shit like I'm trying to go up in here and retire and go get my pension and my benefits and all. That ain't the move. That's not gonna work, because you become swallowed up and you just become another cog in the machine. You know what I'm saying? Just another person.
Unapologetic.
Yeah.
It's basically sprocket head.
It's real talk going on today, family. Real talk. Listen, we're having an in-depth conversation right now. Blackface on white power. The Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio. What's in it for the Black People Media? We want you to keep commenting, keep chiming in on the topic. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Right now, I think we have a few spotlights that we want to take care of. Sister E, come on, step to the mic and take care of that business, Queen.
Peace, 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 family. So today we are coming with our Black business spotlight of the day, and also give you all a few events that we're going to be looking forward to within the next week or two. So the business is the Quarry Event Center. It is located at 2423 East 75th Street. So the dope thing about the Quarry,
come on,
they have two different rooms. Mm-hmm. The large room has 100 people, 100 person capacity. The smaller room is 50. They have a stage. New Era Chicago, we done a lot of stuff in there. Yeah. But open mics, jazz night. They just do a lot of different things in the community. Food drives, clothing drives, you name it. We've done the best. Show. We did the fashion show. New Era Chicago did the fashion show. New Era Chicago partnered with them. We did the breakfast program last winter when COVID. Man, that was dope. I love that.
Trauma training.
Yep, trauma training we did. So it's pretty much a all around business that's for the community. They give a lot. They do a lot for the community. Just with them, they have an event coming up that we've connected with, and it's a bone marrow registration drive. So this will take place on November the 20th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. We just really inviting everybody to just come out. It's not like Oregon Doning per se. This is
cutting you open when you
right. It's just a swab, and basically what it is in particular, it's to help just bring awareness to how we can help save our children. Our children are being, I won't say misdiagnosed, but they're being utterly mistreated in the medical systems.
Yeah, we need and
too, it's just horrific. I've been in close contact with the sister. I believe she's watching, Sister Andrea. She's just been a jewel. I met her when I was working at Comer, and I'm gonna post, if everybody can go and follow New Era's page, I'm gonna post her story, and then we also have another story that's similar to which brought forth this bone marrow registration drive. Is for another little sister that she's looking for some help. That's all. And we would be doing ourselves a disservice and not spreading the awareness to those things that we lack in the community, which is education about, so many different things. So jazz, they have jazz night on November the 26th. So that starts at 6 p.m. The doors open at 6. It's like 7 to 8, but y'all, it's all the way live. They have food. I love it. I go a lot.
Jazz night?
Jazz night. It be lit.
I might pop out, man.
Yeah,
I'm
it be
messing with
lit.
the jazz a little bit.
It be
Little
lit.
acid
I mean, the
jazz.
ambiance is dope. They got, bartender. It's cool. It be
Now, is it
live.
the cover?
Huh?
Is it the cover that night?
Yeah, it's $20 at the
it's
door,
always a cover.
$15 in advance.
No, because I'm finna shout out my daddy be there for blues night. My daddy is dope, and he be there for blues night, and
No doubt.
there's a cover.
Yeah.
Pay black musicians and actors and so forth, because they be working.
Yeah, and so they also going to start up again on the 20th, the same day as the bone marrow registration drive. They're going to start with family martial arts training. So that's
So
going
I
to
can
be.
learn how to kick a motherfucker in that medulla oblongata.
Oh.
That's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So they the different rooms that they have is baby showers, birthday parties, prom send-offs. I've seen a lot of different things taking place in there. So
Yeah.
we have a
Healing
if you're
sessions.
looking for healing sessions, all of that. So if anyone is interested, I do have a person of contact. That number, brother name is Khan, and his telephone number is 312-479-1466. Again, that brother name is Khan, 312-479-1466. That is the Quarry Event Center, 2423 East 75th Street. Chicago, New Era Chicago, y'all, we have an event. Just want to drop it on the 27th, November 27th. We will be doing our open mic event. Y'all know how November 27th. So y'all know how we used to do with the open mics. We like bring your talent, let's go.
Yes.
It's not nothing specifically geared. You rap, you sing, you dance, bring it on, let us see it, So we'll drop more information about that closer to the date, but we just wanted to highlight the Quarry, and we appreciate y'all. And also, I just want to let y'all know that we are still sending, New Era Chicago is definitely sending our love and prayers to Brother Mays.
Yeah.
Man, we give thanks for the
Bullshit that went
protection. Brother, we rocking with you. We thank God that you were not hurt, harmed by any means physically. And, we rocking with you, brother.
No doubt.
All day.
No doubt. So listen, family, there's a lot of important things came up. If there was something that you missed, by all means, just get in contact with us on the New Era Chicago Facebook page, Instagram, any one of those dates. That bone marrow. We got a couple of other things coming on. We got the talent show. I'll be hosting that bad boy.
Yes.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Turn
I'm
up.
going all the way in. I'm teeing all the way up, right?
All the
It's going
way.
down. We got so much talent in Chicago. Every time we have a talent show with New Era, it's like some of the dopest talent in the city just come from all four corners. Like, what, right? So the energy is going to be real. The energy is going to be all that. So we appreciate you guys. Listen, family, if you're in the Chicagoland area, try to make it your business to come out that night. We want to see you guys. We want to put a face to these names. I see brothers coming up. I see Sister Andrea name coming up. I'll get a chance to meet her at the Bone Marrow, but I want to know you all. It's important to us, all right? All right, so we still have the conversation going today, family. Talking about that blackface behind white power. And it's going to be the death of us, family, if we don't get a hold on this right now, family. It's imperative that we understand what the assignment is. We got to understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We are assigned to our children and the just preserving.
The whole community.
Yeah.
Like preserving everything,
Yeah.
right?
We have
All
to
we got.
We've been, whitewashed, and even if you look at the new movie that's out that everybody was hoopling about. Now, I know why y'all conscious folks like that movie too, but
What
I
you
ain't gonna
talking
say
about,
nothing.
sis?
No,
What's
say
that
something.
movie? What's that
Don't
movie
say nothing
with
about
the black
the Holiday
cowboys?
Fall.
Black y'all, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, so it's a good movie. It's a good. You rooting for the good and the bad guys, but I know why y'all like that movie.
Why we like
Because they got straight to the point.
it? To the
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna lead the filth. You ain't see it?
Oh, you got okay. Well, we'll talk about it another
We'll
time.
talk about it when everybody caught up.
go ahead,
But
talk about it.
even how the original people that were depicted, they just they called the sister what the black woman something, but they had her being
It was
played by
Treacherous
this super
Trudy.
fair
Yeah, oh yeah.
lady that had nothing to do with
Stagecoach Mary.
Yeah, like. But it was a good movie. It was a good movie.
Yeah, they got they
was all right.
got the colorism. You
Yeah.
know, Stagecoach
And
Mary
that's important.
was a 6 foot
It's important.
black woman who was heavy set.
Yeah.
And she was powerful, but the sister that was cast as her was a fair-skinned woman, biracial woman.
And it's important with
Yeah.
that because our children need to see what
truth.
beauty is, and not just what the movie say it is. So we are responsible for that. We are responsible for shaping our children, reminding their minds about what beauty is. And so you ain't got to walk out into this world all stressed out about having a little extra pillow because you know that's where you came from. You can be, you know, healthy and you know, big boned or whatnot. Just, you know, it's a matter of eating or what. It's just too much stress involved with our children right now. And people don't believe that they be stressed out, but they do because
About the shit that we
they
talk about.
they
They
worried
hear
about
us.
all the stuff that they're tapping into, whether it be social media, Facebook, or, you know, just anything outside, whatever they like doing, TikTok, all of that stuff. It stresses them out because they're looking at a standard that they seeing. So we have to constantly remind them, you know, that, you know, she's beautiful.
And that's the thing. That's one of the biggest conversations. Like, well, she's talented, and it's like there's no taking away from the sister. But when you talk about white supremacy, blackface on white supremacy, it's this idea that whenever you speak a story that is powerful, like this sister story, because Stagecoach Mary, she was one of the first or the first black woman in postal service.
Okay,
And she was, and she was dope as hell. And so when you tell her story, and you tell her story on the face of a woman that looks nothing like her, she's more towards the standard that's white supremacy, you know, on a black face. It's like we have to be honest in, you know, what we tell our children about the stories about our people. And we do appreciate that sister. She was dope in the movie.
She was.
We appreciate her. However, you know, tell the
Be a more
truth.
accurate depiction.
Tell the truth. That's all. Tell the truth. And if they ain't gonna tell the truth, we have a responsibility to tell it.
And so that's exactly what we're talking about today, right? Like that blackface on white power, right? Like we have an obligation. Listen, family, you haven't heard anyone from New Era say on any level, under any topic that we're talking about, that no, you shouldn't occupy that spot. You haven't heard us say that.
Yeah. Occupy
We're
it.
not saying that. We're not telling you, right? You can't be on the police force. You can't be a politician, right? You can't be in law enforcement, right? But there's a certain obligation. You walk in with a different type of trauma.
You got to have your mind together first.
You got
period.
Your
You got
mind
to have that mind.
oriented.
The brother said it earlier. He says it all the time. You have to have your mind together. You have to know who you are before you leave out that house. You have to have a foundation, else they gonna shake you.
The goal can't be, the ultimate goal can't be to just occupy the space.
Right.
Like, you know, I want to be president. I want to be police chief. I want to be. That's not the goal.
not
the
the goal.
ultimate goal as a black man or woman is the repair of black people in our communities and our minds. And so when we find ourselves in these spaces, when we've been promoted, you know what I'm saying? And we find ourselves in these spaces, we have to occupy them forthrightly and intently and intentionally for the betterment of our people, even if that means we have to lose the job. So if you find yourself a police officer or whatever, and you whatever, man, this is not about, you know what I'm saying? This is not necessarily about just going in there. I want to be. That's a topic that we can't even discuss in 10 minutes. You
Next
know what
show.
I'm saying? We got
Next
to.
show.
Yeah. Just make sure your mind is right, man.
Yeah, because it should be balanced out here. Like anytime we see something like that, we're not saying like there's no police officers out there, brothers and sisters, that's on their business. But when things happen that's negative, we would know it if you made it evident.
There you go.
Where's that coalition at? Like as soon as they come on there talking about, like this is wrong, this is a tragedy. Like if y'all stood up, it's like, nope, We tired of that same story right there. No. We own the force. This what's going on right there. Man, there'd be so much pride like behind it. Like, brother, sister, hold that down no matter where we go, right?
Unapologetic.
We really just got to get to the space where we can say, fuck this system and do everything ourselves. Like, man, look, like I said, I can't never see myself calling the police. Like, if they catch me, if whoever catch me slipping, they just got me. God damn it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be my job to make sure that I ain't caught slipping and that I can handle every situation that comes my way. Educating my children, that's my own responsibility. Feeding ourselves, all of that. You know, we just have to make sure we have the mindset that says, fuck it, we'll do it ourselves.
And when it comes to sports, not to cut you off, sis, I want to get to when it comes to sports, though, right? NBA, NFL, I didn't have dreams about this. Yo, what's wrong with kicking off our own? Look at brother Ice Cube. That's the blueprint.
There it is.
Right there.
There it is.
Go.
Yeah.
He need all the support.
When he did what he did, when he went, I mean, this brother legit, and this is what pisses me off about my people.
We ignorant.
This brother simply said, listen, I put together a proposal, and I'm presenting it to every
both
goddamn
sides.
body.
Yep.
And who finna do what? I heard music. But anyway, bro said, who gonna do what? And he wanted everybody to, reach out and say, and we were mad at him because he did that. Like, we got a ways to go.
One thing you got to keep in mind, too, when you call the police, hell, whoever might call the police, you might end up being the damn victim.
Haven't we seen it?
Yeah, we've seen it several times, so I ain't calling their ass.
All right, family, that's what it is. New Era Chicago in the building. Hey, we all we got. We got to call on us first. That's what I just heard right there. Listen, family, contact us. We got Streets is Watching, Hood to Hood programs, and 3 events coming up. Thanks for all your comments. Continue to get down with us online. Reese the Ruler, Sister Shanice, New Era Chicago, New Era Nation. Let's go, family. One God, one aim, one destiny. We'll be right back here next week. All power to the people.
All power to the people.
Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program. Who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system. Total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's. That's a shame, boy. Augment reality. Better fix your brain, boy. I love my people. Hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react. I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest sin. We seek it all the glory we can obtain and keep reaching. I'm painting this picture. I hope you see it. Just what the theme is. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself. Melanated mood muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Super melanation.